Okay, when I say the word millionaire, what's the first thing you picture? I bet for a lot of us, thanks to social media, it's some young, flashy person living this crazy, luxurious life. But what if I told you that entire picture is pretty much wrong? All right, let's get into the data and find out what being a millionaire in America actually looks like today. So, get this. According to the Federal Reserve, a pretty staggering 18% of all households in the US are millionaires. Yup, you heard that right. That's almost 1 out of every 5 households. Just let that number sink in for a minute. It seems ridiculously high, doesn't it? I mean, it probably doesn't line up with the reality you see every day. And that gets us to the absolute core question we're tackling today. If that many people have supposedly hit that 7-figure mark, why don't they actually feel wealthy? Well, the answer pulls back the curtain on a huge illusion about money. See, the secret is understanding there's a world of difference between being a millionaire on a spreadsheet and having money you can actually go out and use. It all comes down to the fact that there are 2 totally different kinds of millionaires. And this right here, this is the most important distinction. On one side, you've got the net worth millionaire. That's our 18% group. You take everything they own, their house, their 401k, subtract their debts, and boom, you get $1 million. But then, on the other side, you have the liquid millionaire. Their million is in stuff they can access, like stocks and cash. And here's the kicker. It excludes their main home. And that, my friends, is a much smaller club. And the difference is huge. While 18% of people are net worth millionaires, only around 7% are liquid millionaires. So think about that. More than half of the people we call millionaires don't actually have $1 million in cash and investments they can use. So the bottom line for that big 18% group is that their wealth isn't sitting in a brokerage account. It's literally in the bricks and lumber of their house. They're paper millionaires. And you can't exactly buy dinner with your master bathroom, right? So that wealth doesn't give them a lot of day-to-day financial flexibility. This brings us to a much smarter way of looking at wealth. Becoming a millionaire isn't like crossing a finish line. It's more of a journey, a progression through 4 very distinct layers. So let's break down this journey. Think of it like leveling up. You start as a net worth millionaire. Then you graduate to a liquid millionaire. After that, you can become an income-producing millionaire. And finally, the ultimate goal, the optimized millionaire. And trust me, each of these layers feels like a completely different financial universe. Layer 1 is where that big 18% number comes from. And look, if you're here, you've done a ton of things right. You've built assets, you've paid down debt. But your day-to-day life might still feel a little tight because most of your money isn't actually available to you. Here's a classic snapshot of what this looks like. You've got a paid-off house worth $600 grand, a healthy 401k, and a good emergency fund. On paper, that's $1 million, no question. But can you spend it? Not really. The home's value is locked up and that 401k is off limits until retirement. This quote just nails the feeling of being in this layer. You've definitely built wealth, which is amazing, but you haven't built real flexibility yet. A major expense can still be a huge source of stress. Okay, getting to layer 2 is a huge deal. Now you have options, real options. Your money is out there working for you. But this level comes with a brand new complicated problem. How do you turn this big pile of assets into a reliable paycheck that can last the rest of your life? And this is where your life really, really changes. In layer 3, you stop obsessively checking your account balance every day and start focusing on cash flow. Your portfolio is now a machine designed to spin off income. It's like it's paying you a salary, and you don't even have to sell your assets to get it. And finally, layer 4, this is basically financial nirvana. This is the stage where your guaranteed income, things like Social Security or a pension, covers all of your basic living expenses. So that big investment portfolio, you don't even need to touch it to live. It's not for survival anymore. It's just for growth and legacy. It gets to compound untouched forever. So how do people actually climb through these layers? It's not about getting lucky on a stock pick or creating a viral app. No, the data is crystal clear on this. The secret ingredient is just time. I mean, these numbers tell the whole story. When you're in your 30s, being any kind of millionaire is incredibly rare. But then watch what happens in your 50s and 60s. The percentages just explode. It's the result of decades of compounding interest, paying off a mortgage, and hitting your peak earning years all at the same time. Wealth building isn't a straight line. It's a hockey stick that shoots up later in life.
And despite what you might see online, this path is actually getting longer, not shorter. The average age of a millionaire has slowly crept up from 57 back in the 90s to over 60 today. It turns out wealth is still built the old-fashioned way, slowly and consistently over a long time.
So the most important takeaway here is to just give yourself some grace. If you're under 40 and you're not a millionaire, you are not behind schedule. You're normal. You're exactly where the data says you should be. All of this really leads to a powerful new way to think. We need to stop seeing $1 million as some magical universal finish line. At the end of the day, the real goal isn't hitting a specific number on a spreadsheet. It's about building a financial system for yourself that gives you the freedom to live the life you actually want. And for some people, that might be less than $1 million. For others, it might be more. So I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. Instead of asking, how do I become a millionaire? Start asking yourself, what's the number I need to be free? Because once you answer that question, it changes everything.